Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, and shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today? And I suppose if you've been keeping up with past two episodes, you might be like, oh, how are you feeling today, Dear Darling? Did you go to MSI yesterday and whatnot and have a jolly good time with your friends? And the answer is yes, I did, because I actually felt like I felt mostly okay yesterday, and today I feel basically okay, is what I say, you know? But the funny thing I was talking about, I mentioned in passing, is that for whatever reason, I feel like when I get ill, my taste, like, my sense of taste like improves significantly, or maybe it doesn't improve significantly, maybe it changes enough that I'm just like, this is different enough, this must be improved. But anyway, we'll get onto that in a second. Good evening, everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 8:23 p.m. on Sunday, May 7th, 2023. Also, congratulations, I suppose, King Charles, like the coronation or whatever, but here we are gonna be talking about food poisoning again, because this is all about me. Well, at least the series is. So there's quite a bit of self-indulgent and vainglory there, but I don't even know if that's how you use vainglory properly, I'm going to be honest. I just sort of like, that came to mind. I meant to say vanity, but vainglory came to mind. But anyway, yeah, so if you've been following the Dear Darling arc, I've accidentally probably gave myself food poisoning for like, on Wednesday, was kind of getting affected on Thursday. It was like extremely affected on like Thursday evening. Friday was like not great, and then Saturday I woke up in the morning and I was like, you know, I feel like mostly okay, is what I'd say. And it was true, I was mostly okay. I wouldn't say I was like in peak condition or anything. Like, would I go run a marathon? I don't know why, I can't even do that on the best of days, I think. But would I go like would I go play like a puzzle game like Cosmic Express? No, I would say that would not be a Cosmic Express recording day. That would have been a Here Comes Nico recording day. Which is not the case anymore, because Here Comes Nico is nothing. I don't have a relaxing game to play. Well, I guess Spiritfarer kind of is. I need to think about that. But anyway, the thing following on from Cosmic Express, when it happens, is going to be quite relaxing, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, I felt, basically kind of fine. Like, I didn't really have a headache. It was mostly my stomach, just like had issues, I suppose, throughout the day. But apart from that, I was like mostly fine. I was just like quite tired, and I think that's probably like the definition of what I am today. I was just like, I'm tired, to be honest. I've not been vomiting or anything like that. You know, I've not had like restive conditions. I'm not like nauseated. I don't have a fever. I'm just tired, or like exhausted, I should say. Anyway, yeah, but I think the biggest sort of like indicator that I was basically back to normal was like I was eating the spaghetti I made yesterday, and if you didn't follow the story, it was one I made out of tomato puree instead of like spaghetti sauce, but it wasn't something like I made into an actual bolognese, because I don't have any of the spices for spaghetti or anything like that. And it's basically mainly because it's like, I don't think I have any spaghetti sauce. I was like, but I already planned to like make spaghetti, so I was like, all right. And like, I mean, I assume this is probably fine enough. And I ate it yesterday and I was like, this is just gross. Like, this is disgusting. I ate it today and I was like, this is delicious. What was I talking about? I was absolutely insane yesterday. This is the most delicious thing I've ever eaten. And that's when I knew everything was back to normal, because I was just like, you know, clearly my taste buds are either gone again, or, you know, or, I mean, it could just be my taste buds are gone when I am ill or whatever, and they're back to normal now, but I don't know, to be honest, which way around it goes. Excuse me, just drinking some water. I do have to stay hydrated, because I probably lost a lot of fluids over the past 2 days. But yeah, no, we're not here to talk about that. We're going to talk... Actually, I'm not sure if we're going to talk that much about MSI, because I'm going to go see more games of the 11th and 12th. So that's probably when I'll be talking about it more. Actually, this will probably be pre-recorded episodes. But yeah, we'll save most of the conversations for then. I guess we'll talk about... I don't really know what we're going to talk about today. We'll see where the conversations go, and just sort of anecdotally talk about things. Actually, you know what I'm going to talk about? Should I talk about... That's not even the most interesting thing. No, let's talk about this actually instead. So basically, just met up with my friends in the morning. We had a bit of a strange happenstance where basically how should I put this? You know, without doxing myself, obviously. I was going to take a train, you know, from a station, and then some of my friends were taking the train from like a couple of stations earlier, and then I got very confused when one of my friends turned up at the same station that I normally take the train from, and I was like, why are you here? And he was like, oh, it's because I was like super late. I thought I was going to miss a train, so he went slightly further in, further down the line to be like, make sure I actually catch a train. But didn't tell my initial friend because he was just like, oh, I'm like in such a rush. So my initial friend didn't take the train, and then the next train got cancelled, and we were just like, oh no, what's happening? It's just like, I was just all not working out. But then it all worked out because the trains somehow ended up syncing up kind of again, and me and my friend just went to pick up McDonald's for the entire group because there were 7 of us, 6 of us. Yeah, six of us in the morning, 7 of us later at the actual watching of the MSI itself with McDonald's. And this is like actually, I think, one of the first times it happened to me that McDonald's actually missed out something from my order, and it was actually one of my things. We had a McDonald's breakfast menu, which I legitimately don't think I've ever had before. So I was like, oh, okay, it'd be interesting to try it. I'm not like super hungry, obviously for the past 2 days I've not really been able to eat much. Well, not been able to eat much, but it's been it was a lot easier for me to eat just like Nutella on toast rather than anything complicated. So I was like, it would be nice to actually get back to I was gonna be back to like normal food, but it's not like McDonald's is like the pinnacle of food, is it? But still, eating McDonald's over eating just like slices of Nutella bread, you give it a take of what you can get. And plus, I don't think McDonald's is all that bad, to be honest. As far as fast food goes, it's fast food. Like, it's not like, whoa, this is exquisite, but it's still nice. Because of, monkey brain go, ooh, deep fried food, delicious. But this is the first time I had McDonald's breakfast, and I was like, oh, okay, it'd be interesting. I'd be like, I don't really know what's on there. And I looked at the menu, and I was like, I'm not really fancying any of these. I just kind of want, like, just give me like a chicken wrap from McDonald's instead. Turns out they only do breakfast stuff in the mornings. So I couldn't. And I was like, whoa, that's wild. So I ordered a flatbread, a cheese and bacon flatbread, because I was like, I legitimately don't know if any of these are like to my taste right now. In retrospect, maybe I would have got like a sausage and egg McMuffin or something, but I'm to be honest, like muffins, I'm just like about, to be honest. And I don't mean the American muffin, I mean the English muffin. But they're fine, I certainly used to have them actually quite a lot in like university times, but like I'm not like, would I take a wrap over a muffin? Yeah, I think most times. Would I take generic breakfast foods in a muffin or a wrap? I think the genuine answer is I'll take it in a tortilla wrap, I think that's just my genuine answer. I think I would prefer it, but I had cheese and bacon. Well, I ordered a cheese and bacon flatbread and 2 hash browns, because the hash browns, I guess, are just like the chips equivalents, because hash browns are kind of nice, and I'm not gonna lie. And I was like, let's keep it light or whatever, let's not go crazy in case I actually like turn for the worse, later on in the day, and I'm like, I need to like be sick or something. Let's not like overload myself with food. Ease yourself back into it. Don't overfeed yourself. And then it turns out I very much underfed myself, because they didn't give me my flatbread. They just gave me 2 hash browns, and I was like, okay. It was actually fine, because we ordered amusingly a little bit of excess food, and it turns out I wasn't really that hungry anyway. So I had my 2 hash browns, and then I had like a bag of cucumber sticks, because for whatever reason it's now a joke that we always order like the fruit bag, or like the fruit and veg bags or whatever for one of my friends or something. So I just had that one of them instead. And honestly, the hash brown was fine. Surprisingly, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. And like I kind of half expected McDonald's hash brown to sort of like not blow me out of the water, but be like, oh yeah, this is like so bad for me, but it's really good. I was kind of like whelmed by it. I'm going to be honest. It was okay. It's weird to say, but I feel like I would prefer like canteen hash browns to that, or maybe that's just like the taste I associate with hash browns. I'm not sure with it. Why necessarily? I think it was just like a bit too. The texture of it was a bit too like grainy for me personally, or like fibery. I mean, fibery is not really the right word, but and the texture isn't like what I had quite wanted. I think in a hash brown, it was like a weird mix of being like crumbly and grainy, I think. But it was fine. It was still like, would I order it again? I wouldn't order it over chips, but if I was at McDonald's breakfast, I would order it again, because it's still pretty decent. And I honestly, I can't tell you how the cheese and bacon flatbread is, because sorry McDonald's, you didn't give me any, so I don't know. But yeah, like, I suppose fortunately I wasn't that hungry in any way. We ended up getting to the place, and divvying up the seats, and we went to go watch the MSI games. I have not been following competitive league for ages. I had no idea who was playing. Luckily one of my friends did, so he just told me. I was like, cool. Still don't really know what's going on. I recognised one team, and one of the teams I was playing was Golden Guardians, and I recognised, I think, 0 people on the team. But I also I feel like I didn't really pay much attention to the games. If you ask me what happened in the games, I have no recollection of anything which happened. I'm not even sure I can tell you what champions were played. I think Nocturne was played in one of the games. Because I remember asking, I was like, is Nocturne a thing now? And my friend was like, nah, not really, which is why the crowd went so wild. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, I guess. I probably could have used my own logic on that one, but, I'm ill. Oh, no, I can't think for myself. I don't know what I'm saying. Because me and 2 friends, we were sitting up in the stores in section D or something, the cheaper seats, wherever. While the other 4 people, 4 of my friends still, sat in section A, which is basically right at the front. They were front row. It was crazy, the seats they got. And then some other friends also sat also in that area as well, and basically I just spent the first how long I was sitting up there just trying to look for them. I did eventually find them. It was surprisingly difficult to actually locate their positions. But I did it mainly through clothing and through pictures they may or may not have sent, I suppose. And it's basically the most difficult game of Where's Wally, I suppose. Or Where's Waldo, I suppose, if you're American. Which I must say, by the way, I don't know why we call him Where's Wally in the UK, because we still call him Oddlaw. We don't call him Elaw or something. He's still got Oddlaw, so it's I don't know. But I guess because Waldo is not a name in the UK that I've ever heard, and Wally is, at least. I don't know, I guess Wally just sounds definitively a bit more British. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're not here to talk about Wally. And I don't mean the Disney classic. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I know, it was just sort of a game of Where's Wally. Just searching for him in the crowd. Thankfully, one of my friends wore a very bright orange top that day. So he wasn't, I was going to say he's easy to spot. He wasn't actually easy, because it still took me 20 minutes, I think, to spot him. Anyway, I have no recollection of what happened in the games. I think they were all stomps, basically, from what I recall. Which, it's fine, and it happens. It's like play-ins or whatever. Sometimes the game's a little bit unbalanced, but it's still exhilarating nonetheless. They gave you complimentary is such a weird way to put it. I guess it's kind of baked into a ticket price, because they probably cost pennies, but Thundersticks, I don't know what else they might be called. Thundersticks. There's actually a bit, not necessarily debate over what they were called. I thought they were called boomsticks for a bit, but then I realised I was confusing them with boom whackers. They're actually called Thundersticks, I think. Yeah. Bam Bams? What? Wait, they actually are balloons. That's the wildest thing. Okay, my friend's going to be very happy about that, but it's such a stupid story. But we were playing I Spy for whatever reason, and he was basically balloons was his answer, because someone else was holding fun. Oh, hold on, is that a meteor shower? Oh, I've got the drifty Joy-Con, so I can't actually look up, so oh well. Don't look up. And then his thing he was doing I Spy for was balloons, because of the Thundersticks. And we were just I don't really know if it counts as balloons. Apparently, according to Wikipedia, they are long, narrow plastic balloons, which I guess that makes sense on recollection. Recollection? Reconsideration. Anyway, I got Thundersticks confused with boom whackers. Or I smorgasborded them together to create boomsticks. Boomsticks does sound like dynamite, which I think is what one of my friends asked. She was like, isn't that just dynamite? And I was like, I feel like that's what they're called. But no, they're called Thundersticks. They're good fun to smack around or something. There's something very sort of barbaric about them, which I guess sort of fits the energy of a crowd, which is, just full on barbarism? Is that a noun? But barbaric is, no, I don't know. Anyway, just when you're a crowd and a hive mind and any sort of event, I suppose, and it's very much easy to get swept up in just the crowd of noise, right? So there's perhaps no surprises there in the slightest. But I don't know who made Thundersticks, but that's a pretty good good event for invention. Good event for inventing it. You know, it's like it does its job exactly perfectly well. Like that and vuvuzelas. Like even if you don't like vuvuzelas, like their job as a noisemaker is like fulfilled extremely well by what they do. You know, they make noise supremely well. They're very iconic sound as well, and you know, I'm pretty sure they're fun to use. I don't think I've ever blown a vuvuzela. I don't think so, but anyway, yeah, anyway, the games happened. It was a bit of a shorter day than expected because, you know, the games ended up being rather one-sided. But then we went to have Nando's afterwards. It was like an extremely busy Nando's, by the way. And there were 7 of us, and we still managed to, we got a seat in like 5 minutes, like less than 5 minutes. It was crazy. It was so crazy. The only thing I could comment was like, well, I actually can't believe we got a seat that quickly. Although at that point I started feeling like quite tired. I think it's like when my exhaustion, and I'm not sure if exhaustion is the right word, but my sort of fatigue started hitting me, which is why basically, by the way, for most of today I basically did nothing. Like, I played some of my gacha games in general, and I played a bit more in Honkai Star Rail than usual. But even then, I was just like, I can't really be bothered to do much today. So I kind of just like, I don't even know what I've done. I'm gonna be honest. I've like no recollection of anything I've done. Oh, Lily, yes, okay. We know Lily, she's in her house. Well, I like to think we know all our villagers, but still. But I'm going to be honest. I think it was one of my more delicious Nando's I've had in recent memory. Because I had the Nando's, like, normally, I actually quite like spicy food. And I normally get, they've introduced the Visa flavour back, which is fantastic. If you don't know, the Visa flavour is basically the flavour above extra, extra hot. Which is weird to think because, no, extra hot, sorry. Extra hot is the sauce. It's weird to think because I remember they introduced the Vusa sauce originally at one point, and then when it was first introduced, me and a few friends were just like, hey, can we actually get this like as the sauce on our chicken? And they were, the people were like, are you sure? And we were like, yeah, and we tried it, and it was like extraordinarily hot, but it was so delicious. I'm not gonna lie, I really like the Vusa sauce. I think Nando's is, you know, if you were just like, hey, you want a quick restaurant to go to or something, quick food, I feel like Nando's is up there, you know. It's kind of like fast food, but it feels like it's like medium food, you know. It's like brisk food or something instead of fast food, you know. It's like it's a bit slower, but it feels a lot nicer, you know. The proportional quality you get back from sacrificing the speed is disproportionately in favor of the taste of the food, is what I'd say. So, you know, Nando's, you know, I know there's many memes about the whole UK-ness of it, your cheeky Nando's. Maybe it's a bit overpriced or whatever, but I like it, to be honest. But that might just be because I have a lot of nostalgia for it because of the amount of times I've eaten it. Oh, excuse me, I've got hiccups now. I forgot what I was going with this, to be honest. Anyway, that Nando's was surprisingly more delicious than usual. Anyway, oh yeah, I normally order the Vusa nowadays because honestly it's just quite delicious. But today I was just like, sorry, not today. Yesterday I was like, I probably shouldn't, you know. I mean, I just recently had a very upset stomach. I think my stomach would be very upset if I was upset in the like sad and angry way. If I just was like, hey, you know, stomach, I know you like just recovered and everything. How about we just like eat some extremely spicy food? Well, not extremely spicy, but like some pretty spicy food. So I was like, I haven't had this since like the first time I'd been to Nando's, but I'm gonna order the like, I don't remember, lemon and herb, or was it lime and whatever? I don't know. There was only one option. I was like, what happened to the other option? But whatever. And I was like, man, it's been ages since I had this, and I had it, and I was like, I should have gone with at least medium or something in retrospect. And I also had a chicken wrap because I was like, what is something which is going to be the least invasive on my stomach right now? Invasive is not really the right word. Least disruptive, because I guess all the food is invasive. It all just like kind of goes into the stomach. I was like, what's going to be the least disruptive food? And I was like, the salad, not salad. I mean, salad actually probably would have been a better option now I think about it. But I was like, wrap, you know, tortilla wraps, very mild. The wrap itself has a lot of like leafy greens in it as well, which is probably, you know, not very disruptive in the first place. And it's just got like chicken breast, which is, I don't know, probably the least disruptive or all the chicken bits. So I don't, like meats, I guess. Or the cuts of a chicken, that's the word. And it still was pretty delicious, not gonna lie. And for whatever reason, I woke up today and I was like, I'm craving peronaise for no apparent reason. So I'm inclined to say that was probably one of the more delicious Nando's I've had in recent memory. And I kind of want it again, which is weird because I don't normally get food cravings. It's very, very rare. And I don't even know if it's craving. Because it's not like I'm hungry and I'm like, oh, I want to eat something. It's just sort of like the taste sensation of peronaise was like one of the first things I was like imagining when I woke up today, which is weird to say. Maybe I like was dreaming about Nando's, which I don't even know what that says about me. Maybe I am delusional still. Maybe I am ill. Maybe this is all a fever dream. And I'll go back and watch this video and be like, what is happening to me? I don't know. But anyway, then I came home. And it was cool. You know, it was a nice experience and that sort of thing. What should I title this episode? That's a very good question. What have I already spoken about? Nothing much of interest. Thundersticks? Let's call it Thundersticks. Because I don't have mine anymore because and I just gave it to one of my friends instead. I was going to keep it, but then, you know, her ones got popped. And, you know, she wanted it and she was like, oh, you know, it's the same. And I was like, yeah, just take mine. I'm not going to do them. But they're literally going to sit in my room, like probably under my bed, and I'll forget about them until 10 years later. I'll find them and be like, oh, yeah, I remember that one time I went to MSI and had them, and I'll probably like slap them together for a bit, and then that'll be it. But anyway, I'm going to round this episode off here, I think. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Twitter, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. Oh, and so not until next time yet. But Spiritfarer was uploaded yesterday because I didn't finish a Tunic. If I'm not out of time, I just went to sleep, I'm going to be honest. So Tunic's going to have 3 episodes next week, while Spiritfarer has 3 episodes this week. Just to let you know. But anyway, until next time, bye-bye for now. I was all wrong. Everything's out of order. What am I doing?